Did you know Apple's Siri might have been listening to some of your private talks without your consent? Today's video is brought to you by Brain.fm, science-backed focus music that sounds great, by the way. You can check it out, linked up down below. What matters is Apple is shelling out $95 million in a huge lawsuit that it definitely doesn't want to have associated with its brand. You don't want words like spying or eavesdropping even associated with your voice assistant if you're Apple, especially if you're Apple actually, because privacy is something that Apple has built into their marketing for the brand. Like you can see now, they go out of the way to say on-device processing allows Apple Intelligence to be aware of your data without collecting your data, talking about things like private cloud compute and this whole spiel about great powers come with great privacy. Now, Apple, from my understanding, has basically admitted to no actual technical wrongdoing. I believe their position is that they ceased this sort of practice where, some people could audit what was happening with Siri, maybe contractors, whoever it was, for quality control purposes. So the settlement seems to be a way for Apple to kind of sweep this era of, stuff under the rug. This was something that happened like 4 years ago or more, something like that, while also letting Apple say, look, we've never had our Siri data used for marketing profiles or sold to anyone for any purpose, But of course, in the back of your head, you're probably like, well, then why did they end up paying $95 million, which really amounts to like everyone can claim $20 or something like that. But looking at the sentiment, I like to try to measure the sentiment out there. It looks like a lot of people kind of feel a little betrayed. Again, it was one of the features that basically Apple's been pushing as part of the ecosystem. Like when you buy this, you're getting privacy along with it. Now, I'm not really here to drop a judgment bomb on this and make a proclamation of like, was this good? What really happened? It's in the news, so we're talking about it, but I'll just say one potentially positive spin on this is regardless of if Apple did something wrong or not here, it could be seen as positive that at least they're working to get this addressed. This 95 million, sending it out the door. Apple's not gonna wanna have to repeat that process. Yeah, they make a lot of money, but no one wants to keep paying almost $100 million like for certain privacy violations. So that said, the mainstream view from the mainstream media is that while Apple settled, the settlement basically amounts to a really small amount compared to the company's profits. It's just a slap on the wrist, basically. And that really, this is more of a symbolic gesture than really something that's punitive. So in case you're interested, users can receive $20 per qualifying device with a maximum payout of $100 per household for up to 5 devices. Still, that leaves us with the fact that does 2 plus 2 really feel like it equals 4 here? I mean, if Apple is spending $100 million here to address something, what are they addressing? You can't be addressing nothing. And even if Apple is saying, hey, look, this was never used for marketing or X, Y, or Z, doesn't mean that it wasn't used for A or B, right? So a lot of people wouldn't even want that quality check, I know there was a whistleblower, I think it's been several years ago now, that was like, you wouldn't believe the stuff that's been picked up by Siri, just unintentional stuff that people would never want known about. And I think that's probably tied into the origin story of this particular lawsuit. And according to the lawsuit, it sounds like Apple could have been recording conversations for up to a decade. So what does this mean for the future of Apple and their privacy-focused branding, or just voice assistants and privacy in general? TBD. I just want to take a brief second and let you know about our sponsor today, Brain.fm. I love Brain.fm. I'm literally never without this app on my Mac, on my iPhone, wherever I go, because it just sounds so good. But it's not just about the sound. Brain.fm is science-based, science-backed, and it will help you actually concentrate better. So it actually works as fast as just 5 minutes. And I love the interface, and it just really has quite an effect. Check it out. As you can see, people really love it. And if you check the link down in the description, you get 30 days free.